Okay, so our chicken is washed. I've got about 5 chicken thighs in here. It's okay if you leave a little bit of the fat on the sides. That's added flavor, so it's all right. I'm now gonna go ahead and add 3 cans of cream of chicken soup. You can do cream of chicken. It's usually what I do, but if you have like a cream of herb, you don't have any celery, you may want to use like cream of celery. Be creative, it's going to be all right. All right, ladies, so I added the cream of chicken soup. This is just how I do it in the crock pot. If you don't have any cream of chicken soup, or maybe only have 1 can, it's okay. You can use some heavy cream, half and half. There's plenty of alternatives you can do. This is just the way that I do it. So feel free to improvise. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in a few stalks of celery and a few stalks of carrots, and maybe about 1/4 of an onion. This is a small onion and maybe about 1/4 of it. Do not throw away your carrot butts or the rest of your onion or the bottom part or the top part of the celery. I'm starting my scrap for this month, so once this is full, I will show you guys how to make a veggie broth out of it. Whatever vegetables you have, doesn't matter, cucumbers, bell pepper seeds, bell pepper tops, celery, carrots, zucchini, whatever you have, just start a little scrap container here. Just put the date on there. Every month you can make some veggie broth, and I'm going to show you guys that in the next coming weeks. Okay, so after you add your celery, carrot, and onion, you're going to go ahead and add your seasonings. I'm going to go in first with my oregano. Sorry, I'm holding my camera here. Go in with some oregano. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of basil, just a little bit, not too much. I'm going to go in with some onion powder. Then I'm going to go in with some garlic powder. And a little bit of black pepper. This pepper's not really coming out, so I'm not over peppering it. It's just not coming out much. Okay, I've got the pepper in there. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add some of my chicken broth. This is chicken base. If you don't have chicken base, go ahead and get some chicken broth. You guys know that I am I don't really buy chicken broth because I feel like it's a waste of money. I either like to make it homemade or just use water and chicken base, which is what I'm gonna do. And I need both my hands, so I'll be right back. Okay, this is one of my lower sodium chicken broths. This is one of the reasons I like it. So this is all I'm gonna use, chicken base, not chicken broth. That's all I'm gonna use to start off with, because you have to remember I used 3 cans of cream of chicken soup, which can be salty. And we're gonna add some other things later. And so you always can taste your soup and add, but you can't always take the flavor out. And the people I'm cooking this for, all of them have high blood pressure, I believe. So at least 2 of them. So I wanna make sure that nothing is too salty. Next, we're gonna go in with a little bit of butter. This is about 2 tablespoons of butter. Now we're just gonna add water. Okay, so off camera I did add maybe like 2 pinches more of the chicken base, just because I do have a good amount of water in here, so I think we're gonna be okay. And I did top it off with just a little bit more garlic and onion. But at this time, you're just gonna go ahead, put your crock pot top on, and let this cook for 4.5 hours. So your cooking time for this is going to vary depending on what type of crock pot you have. This is a gift from my auntie, so thank you so much, auntie. You guys have seen me use this one before. This one's pretty strong, so I'm going to go ahead and just do 4.5 hours on low, but if you have an older crock pot, you may need to cook it for maybe 5.5 hours. You just want the chicken to be tender. Alrighty, ladies, I just took the top off. It's been 4.5 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a stir, see what we're working with here. And I'm going to, I'm using my hand, or excuse me. Oh, you guys, I'm so tired. I am not using my tripod, so I need both my hands to see if this chicken is ready to shred. Okay, so I have removed all of the chicken. Now I'm gonna go in and adjust all of my seasoning. So this is the part where you adjust the seasoning as, to your liking. If you want more salt, more pepper, more garlic, whatever. This is when you taste your broth and you add, adjust your seasonings. Then I am going to add maybe about another can of cream of chicken soup, maybe about a half a can, because this is kind of on the thin side and I like my chicken and dumplings to be a little bit more creamy and thick. Okay, ladies, so I am back. I have adjusted my seasonings. I did add a little bit more water only because I remembered how many people I needed this to stretch a little bit more. So I did add a little bit more water, adjusted the seasoning and the cream of chicken. So I didn't do anything you guys haven't, seen. It's just, I just adjusted a little bit. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add in our last vegetable, which is going to be a handful of peas. Some people, like when I make this for customers, I make it a little bit, different, not in the crock pot, and some don't want peas, so you can leave the peas out. I'm only gonna put a little bit in here today. I'm also gonna go ahead and put in our dumplings. For our dumplings, I'm going to use some biscuits. I'm just going to cut them in small pieces and put everything in the pot with the peas and let this cook in the slow cooker for another 20 minutes. Okay, I put all the dumplings in there and I'm already at the brim, so I'm not gonna add peas, which is okay because it's fine. But this is what it looks like. I'm gonna put the top back on and let this cook for 20 minutes. Oh, I'm gonna keep it real with you. So I waited way too long with that crock pot top open. So a lot of the heat had already escaped and I was getting impatient. It's getting late. I gotta get these to the people, hungry people. So I put this on the stove. And as you can see, it's so much more creamy now. This is actually like the color it's supposed to be. I added the peas. Since I have a bigger pot, this is the pot I usually cook it in. This is my grandmother's old stainless steel pot. And the dumplings are making that beautiful yellow color. It's creamy, it's thick, it's buttery, it's all that type of stuff. So here you go, ladies. Have a great, happy fall soup season. You can cook your dumplings a little bit more, but these are perfect for me. They're nice and soft. Remember not to make your soup too thick because the dumplings will absorb some of the broth. So happy cooking, ladies, and I'll see you in my next video. And I came back just to let you guys know. So for those of you who may not know, my chicken and dumplings recipe is actually called my soul anchoring chicken and dumplings. I named it after my late Uncle Miles, who passed away in 2020. His dying words to me, right before he told me he loved me, his dying words were, "I am waiting on you to bring me some chicken and dumplings." And unfortunately, he, passed away a few days later. And he was famous for singing that song in church called "My Soul Has Been Anchored in the Lord." So that's why it's called Soul Anchoring Chicken and Dumplings. This is always for you, Uncle Miles. Even though I make it different ways, it is for you every single time I make chicken and dumplings. He is always on my mind. So make something in honor of someone you love today, ladies.